So wide receivers that were taken in round one, we have Seattle taking Jackson Smith and Jigba at the 20th pick. Quentin Johnson was selected by the Chargers with the 21st pick. Zay Flowers, three wide receivers in a row, picked with the 22nd pick by the Ravens. Oh, four. And Jordan Addison taken by the Vikings with the 23rd pick. So, Dan, you're a guest. I'll let you discuss each one and then also let the listeners know where you feel comfortable drafting them in a rookie draft. If you want to split it up one QB super flex, you're more than
Yeah, so the smoke screen was definitely in full effect leading into the draft because we were told it was going to be two at most. And as we approached the 20s of the first round of the NFL draft, I was beginning to think that that was going to become true because I knew JSN was a lock for the first round. But it's once one goes, there's a run. It happens in both fantasy football and I guess it happens in the real NFL draft. So landing spot wise, I think Jordan Addison probably lands into the best 2023 location. He immediately steps in as the wide receiver two there. Um, Zay Flowers, I think, has to be the worst landing spot. Although that's probably going to be a great debate throughout the summer is how much does the Todd Monken Ravens offense differ from the Greg Roman Ravens offense? And then obviously JSN is wide receiver 3 in Seattle. Tyler Lockett is on the wrong age of 30. So it could be a much better 2024 play than 2023. I still like the spot, honestly. And then Quentin Johnston was never been much of my guy. I'll let Coach Steve get into him because I know he loves QJ. But this is probably the best landing spot that he could have gone to. He will take over that Mike Williams role if Mike Williams is moved on from in 2024 or when Williams is hurt throughout the 2023 season, he'll step in there. As far as rookie drafts go, JSN is at the top of the class for me. He's going to go top 3 in one quarterback and top 5 or 6 in Superflex. And then I got Jordan Addison as my wide receiver 2. Zay Flowers comes in at wide receiver 3, despite the suboptimal landing spot. QJ is my wide receiver 6, and there's a couple wide receivers taken later on that we'll talk about before him, but that's just the way it breaks down for me. So I'll throw this Steve to talk about QJ.
I mean, I like the Jackson Smith and Jigba pick to Seattle. I felt like that was a pretty mocked pick for them to grab a guy like him on their team. Like Dan said, he probably doesn't have as much value for 2023, but 2024 and beyond, he should be a solid, wide receiver 2 for this team, or potentially take over for DK. Probably not, but he should be a really solid pick for Dynasty moving forward right now. He's definitely someone that is probably in that pick 5, pick 6 range of conversation in Superflex leagues, probably top 3 in non-Superflex leagues. Quentin Johnson, I love this pick there. I mean, no one thought Quentin Johnson was going to go in the first round. He didn't get invited to the draft, and he ends up in the first round to probably the best spot for him to go to in the Chargers. We know that Kellen Moore is there now. He wants to open up the passing offense here. I think there could be potential for him to have a role in 2023 as a flex option at times throughout the season here. We know Keenan Allen continues to get banged up. We know that Michael Williams continues to get banged up, both on the wrong side of 28. I think it's a really strong landing spot. And if you're going to get him probably at the 1.7, 1.8 range, 1.9, I've seen him drop to. People, I think, are underestimating the potential he has with the Chargers. And, of course, he's tied to Justin Herbert. You can't hate that. Zay Flowers, I don't really like the landing spot because we don't know what this offense is going to look like now. It used to be run heavy. It might not be that case. We know Lamar Jackson isn't going to throw for 600 times in a season probably, or throw more than 30 touchdown passes. So it's questionable his ceiling. I think we talked about this on the show, Dan, when I was on. His ceiling seems kind of capped now because I thought he had a lot of potential to go to a team where he could be a wide receiver 1 for a more pass-heavy team. We'll see what that goes to. Probably back of the first round makes the most sense for Zay Flowers. If he falls to this, I've seen him fall to the second round. It's pretty interesting, but probably back of the first. Jordan Addison, I thought this was a win for him as well. He was projected to go potentially in the first round. I think he landed in a situation where it helps his 23 value and his future value overall. I mean, you're going to get Kirk Cousins for a year and an offense that loves to throw the ball constantly. He doesn't have to worry about being the number 1, which was a concern for me for him to go to like New England or somewhere else where they needed a number 1 wide receiver. Doesn't have to worry about that. Now you have Justin Jefferson to handle that. He can work underneath. and do what he does best. And again, he's someone who goes in that 7-8 range that I like to grab there, and he should be tied to Justin Jefferson for a long time. Maybe he doesn't have wide receiver 1 upside in terms of like top 6, top 7 for dynasty, but he should probably be a really solid wide receiver 2 for a long time.
Ooh, that's some strong feelings you got there, Coach Steve.
Yeah.
Oh.
Dan's trying to talk, but I feel like we're not hearing him.
Sorry, I was on mute. Let me ask you about the Ravens real fast. Do you guys think that they're intending to pass more this year with the signing of both Odell Beckham this week and the drafting of Zay Flowers in the first round? Or is the Odell move just like a olive branch to get the Lamar contract finally done?
I think they have to end up throwing the ball a little bit more because they've gone through this offense with Greg Roman to run constantly, and it obviously hasn't been working for them to get them to the next level. They have to end up stopping Lamar from running the ball consistently and let him throw the ball a little bit more. We've seen at times Lamar is capable of making big throws consistently in games, but they just don't allow him to make that opportunity too often. Not they're running the ball way too much, or they're allowing Lamar Jackson to run the ball too much. So it could be interesting, but again, it's a big mystery exactly what that offense is going to really do. And Zay Flowers probably could be a huge question mark that could be really shitty, or it could end up being like not like Justin Jefferson value, but like a mini like, oh wow, he fell to the later rounds where he ended up playing really well.
Well, for me, I just think like the Ravens passing like volume is so low that it has to go up. Like I don't see them signing Odell Beckham for $18 million just to block. And I don't see them getting Zay Flowers just to block. And I just think with the pieces they have involved in the offense now, it's just like you don't have to lean on Mark Andrews as much. And I think it could be a more viable passing option in 2023 moving forward.